welcome back. Imagine getting through your busy day without hands or feet, and picture your life without the ability to walk, care for your basic needs, or even embrace those you love. Our guest today was born without arms and legs, and yet has already accomplished more than life for most people achieve in a lifetime. Please welcome author, musician, actor, motivational speaker, Nick Vujicic. Thank you so much for
I never done that before, but I felt like doing it.
We need to add troublemaker to the list.
But I won't leave my fingerprints behind, don't worry.
You are active. Active is the word.
Yes.
You're everywhere, all over YouTube,
Yes.
and you're a motivational speaker. You stay super busy.
Yes.
But let's go back to the beginning. You were born in Australia?
Yes.
And your mother at the time saw 3 sonograms. They knew nothing was wrong.
Correct. They had no idea that I was going to be born this way.
Yeah.
There is no medical reason why I was born this way at
Right.
all. My brother and sister have arms and legs. My son has arms and legs.
Right.
So it's not, anything genetic, but, there are times in life where things happen and you ask why.
Yep.
And I just want you all to know that I'm just like you. We all have ups and downs.
Yeah.
But embrace what you have and take one day at a time, dream big. That was the big thing.
You do more than me. I've read your story. I've seen your
Okay.
stuff, and it's amazing. It's
Well,
amazing.
and let's just say you haven't always had this attitude, though. I mean, that's why we want you here,
Right.
is
Yeah.
to say, you know what, and you really connect with teens, because that was your down and out time, really. Like when you were 10 years old,
Yeah,
really
talk to us
young,
about
and
that.
saying, I can't do this.
Right. For me, the biggest thing that I had going for me was my loving family. And in fact, if you're in a broken home, that's worse than having no arms, no legs, in my opinion.
Right.
Wow.
At least I'm
That's powerful.
thankful.
Yeah.
That's true,
Yeah.
though, because I've seen what happens. And I am thankful I had that love, but even though I had that love, I was bullied at school, and which started making me question my self-worth. Why am I here? If I've got pain and no one understands me and it's not going to change anytime soon,
Right.
then why not just give up?
You know what, Nick?
So, it
it's
was
so
hard.
amazing because we always talk about reframing. We always talk about taking a bad situation or what we perceive as being a bad situation and turning it into a positive. How were you able to do that?
So for me, I was looking for purpose. A man without vision dies. If you don't have purpose, you don't have courage. If you don't have courage, you won't get through the fear. And so
like it.
fear is
I like it.
paralyzing you more than anything else as far as in life ups and downs. It's not physical disabilities that hold you down, it's the emotional and the mental. And so I decided not to commit suicide at age 10 because of the love of my parents. And I was always told, Nick, there's a greater purpose, but you have to believe in something you don't see before you look for it. And so I didn't know what I was going to do. Never thought I'd get married. Never thought I'd have a job. And it's not about a positive attitude helping me get through. It's about because I found real hope that I have a positive attitude.
What do you define as real hope?
That's a really good question. For me, if I just was living just for the sake of living and I'm going to die and that's it, that to me is not a good enough life aspect. I can have
existing.
billions of dollars, but money, drugs, sex, alcohol, pornography, fame, fortune, any pleasure under the sun is temporary. But if I can believe in a real fulfillment in life here and purpose, that not only do I affect my own eternity, but others, to let them know that there is love, to let them know that heaven is real, that there will be no death one day, there will be no sickness. To me, I'm going to have arms and legs, and that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
And I've even got a pair of shoes in my closet just in case I get a miracle.
Hey, that's
Why
positive
not?
thinking right there.
But I have to say this, that even if that miracle doesn't come, and I've seen miracles, I've seen blind people seeing all that, but even if I don't get a miracle, here's the message. You can still be a miracle for someone else.
Wow.
So the reason why I have real hope that even under my situations right now, if I can be a miracle of hope for someone, for eternal life, what's this?
Well,
This is
and-
nothing,
Right,
right?
right.
So
Take
you're-
one day at a time.
I read your first book.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's your first, but
Which one is it?
Life Without Limits.
First one. I have a second one, Unstoppable.
Right.
Yes.
Did you see that one?
Not yet.
Okay.
No. And then you have another one coming out soon. But I want to ask you about, in Life Without Limits, you talk so much
Yes.
about traveling all over the world.
Yes.
And that's exhausting. And now you have, a child and a
Yes.
gorgeous wife. I mean, you're so dedicated to this mission that you're willing to put other people before you to say, I can be a mentor to you.
There's so much I could say with that. I just want you to know, again, I'm just like anyone else. And I am not the source of strength. I'm just one of the examples of real hope. And yes, our ministry has been able to take me around the world, 26 countries just last year. I met with 12 presidents. I spoke in front of 7 congresses. we had national broadcasts of my story to 400 million people. And so
Wow.
whether it's young or old, billionaires, presidents, orphans, or sex slaves in India, we want everyone to find that real hope. And I'm just thankful and humbled
You
by
give
the
it to 'em.
opportunity.
Yeah, you speak so much about hope. Now, talk about fear. Do you embrace it and own it, or do you just completely block it out?
Own it.
Well, you must, because
you
you
own
surf.
fear.
I mean,
It's
you
like, just
surf,
say-
you play
Yeah,
soccer.
right.
I mean,
You
you've
do all
got to
this
embrace
stuff.
fear,
Right.
right?
Okay, good.
So you just block it out completely, or
No.
you know that it exists and let's right?
That's it. Let's
Okay.
do
You get on
it.
a surfboard. I mean, it's
Courage.
incredible.
Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is when you do something even while you're afraid.
Okay.
We have a lot of fears in our life. FEAR, false evidence appearing real. I don't know if you
Oh,
Ooh,
acronym, I
like
like
it.
that.
But
Good.
faith is a faith acronym. FAITH, full assurance in the heart.
You are not jumping out of a plane.
And yes, I
Yes,
did. My
he does.
knees were shaking. It was awesome. And so what I've learned is that, when you know why you do what you do, whatever fears are stopping you in what you're doing, your courage derives strength that drives through fear.
Oh. Because I think fear is what
okay.
stops so many people. And you just reframe that, as we
Yeah.
always
To
say,
reframe.
right? To
Reframe,
make
right.
it
Turn it,
positive.
reframe.
So Thomas Edison, the greatest reframer, right? So he actually failed 9,999 times in trying to make the light bulb successful once. Someone reported to him, he said, well, hey, how does it feel failing that many times? He said, I never failed that many times.
I see.
Now I know that many times in how to not make a light bulb.
There you go. That's
So
the
reframe it. There's the-
ultimate reframe.
right.
Now,
Exactly.
we saw your humor at the
Yes.
beginning of this.
Oh, did you?
So I know
Oh,
you
the
like to
head-
pull pranks.
I've never done that before, but I just felt
Let's
so
look-
comfortable. I got my
Let's take
feet
a
up
look
on the
at some
couch.
of your little prankster moves.
Okay, what do you got?
Morning. Where you from? Originally from Australia. Really? Yeah, but now I live in Los Angeles. And yeah, it's my first plane that I'm flying. So trying some new technology. Well, thank you. Enjoy it. Have fun. Thank you. We're depending on you. All right.
I love how you interact with people, and especially when you're speaking to kids. You use humor as a great part of your life. So, talk about using that aspect.
Well, I think it puts people at ease too, right?
Okay, so I came home crying every day after school, saying, Mum and Dad, I don't want to go to school. They tease me, they bully me. They said, look, all you need to do, Nick, is just talk to them. And they'll see that you're just like them. And I'm like, what do I talk about? They said, anything. And so I started bringing in humor, and it put people at ease.
Right.
So every time
Right.
I go up on stage, especially in front of teenagers, they love this one. I say, hi, everyone, my name is Nick. People come up and ask me what happened, especially little kids. What happened? And I say, cigarettes. And so that stuff just like brings the
Right.
barriers down. You connect, what you need to do is connect to the heart. I don't want
Right.
information, we want transformation.
Well, and I know that you said in your book too, it's the eye contact. That
Correct.
is to the soul, and that is your way of connecting with people, because you can't touch them. You can't. I mean, you can hug. We hugged him right when we got here, but
Right.
but I mean, that's the way to really connect with people.
It is. It's getting to the level of understanding that they don't understand what it feels like to have no limbs, but they do understand what brokenness is, what loneliness is, and we're all looking for that message of saying, believe in yourself, don't give up,
Right.
keep going.
Speaking of message, talk about your latest book, Stand Strong. We were talking about your
Yeah.
writings. Tell
About
us Stand Strong.
anti-bullying, right?
Yes.
Really exciting. We're working with, we did a cool thing with Governor Gary Herbert out of Utah where he told every school to watch me about my bullying speech. San Diego, we're going to do a field trip of all middle school and high schoolers talking about bullying. And so bullying is such a big thing. We need to let these teenagers know that they're loved just the way that they are. Stand strong, your value is true, never give up.
Listen to that.
Awesome.
Nick Vujicic is here with us. We're going to play a little yes, no on the other side and talk more with Nick. Thank you so much for being here.
No problem, thank you.
Much of your back.